This is the historic dockyard Chatham. It once played a pivotal part in the defence of Britain, but is now one of Kent's most popular visitor attractions. It even has a submarine and a World War II destroyer.
That's it, Bill, make sure you do it properly.
We are going to meet the people who might show you around the sub or take you around the decks of a warship and find out why their connection to the dockyard might run deeper than you think.
Diving station, diving station.
It was in March 1984 that Chatham received a devastating blow.
Britain's oldest dockyard, Chatham, has closed tonight after serving the Royal Navy for more than 400 years.
The Defence Secretary John Nott introduced his controversial white paper, which included a plan to reduce the Royal Navy's surface fleet.
The decision to close Chatham Dockyard has come at the worst possible time for the towns that cluster around the Medway estuary. Though they're in the relatively prosperous southeast, unemployment here is already over 13%.
Bill Arbin and Jim Lowe served in the Navy and knew the dockyard well.
It was a really sad day. All those skills that they lost.
In Chatham's heyday, Linda Brown was one of the thousands that made up the workforce and couldn't believe the news when she heard the dockyard was closing.
It was shock, complete shock.
To them and many others, this was more than a place of work. It was the heart of a town.
And it was just very, very difficult to believe that they could close it down.
It was a thriving dockyard. It was a good dockyard.
When the dockyard shut, a trust was soon set up to preserve it for future generations. HMS Cavalier was built in World War II and was once the fastest ship in the Navy. She visited Chatham regularly for repairs and maintenance. Now she is one of the dockyard's major attractions, spending her golden years as a museum.
Probably.
Yeah, my side's brighter than yours.
Probably.
Really good, not my side.
And she's not the only one enjoying her retirement.
How many times did you ding this when you were on board then?
The dockyard runs a volunteer programme where those who worked or sailed from here come back to make sure everything is shipshape.
It makes me proud to being able to serve on her.
And it was, of course, our home. The sailor's home is his ship. So I come down here once a week and it's like decorating my old home. You know, we're doing all the work, trying to keep it clean, keeping it looking good for the public and the people of tomorrow.
Do you decorate your home every week?
Not likely.
For over 4 centuries, Chatham Dockyard helped to seal threats such as the Spanish Armada and the Cold War, when the world thought a nuclear attack was possible.
Now.
Linda works at the dockyard teaching visitors about its rich history, but she first had a job here nearly 50 years ago.
This is the Admiral's office, and I worked here for several years during the 1970s, and I was responsible for the administration in here.
And even the admin department had moments of drama.
I came in one morning and was warned not to open the letter on my desk because the head messenger thought that it might be a bomb, on account of there was a very thick end to the envelope and it looked like a bolt, which was one of the things we were warned to look out for.
As you can see, it's a fairly normal sized letter. This is a
TV programmes at the time made information films like this.
It's a bit thicker than the average letter, and if you run your fingers over the surface of it, you'll feel that it's uneven.
So we called the bomb disposal unit.
They should put it outside somewhere, not in a container and not in a bucket of water.
We all had to go to the back of the building. They opened all the windows all the way round, and the next thing we knew, there was this almighty bang. And we thought it must have been a bomb. It was so loud. But the bomb disposal gentleman came back with the letter, and it had just been blown open. It wasn't burnt, but somebody had actually put about 30 invoices in this envelope, putting a paper clip in exactly the same place on all the invoices. So there was a large wad of paper clips, which is what the bolt appeared to be. So we had a bit of fun explaining to the company that they had to resubmit all their invoices, but this time please use staples and not paper clips.
HMS Cavalier holds some great memories for its former crew.
I never got rum. You had to be 20 years old.
Jim was just 16 when he first served on board, which meant he was too young for his daily ration of rum.
And some of these guys that used to get their rum, they were really old people. They were 20, 22, even 25-year-old people that lived in here. And being 16, I could only get milk. I saw all the rum glasses that were all brown and horrible, really disgusting. But you never ever washed a rum glass. Well, this day I did wash the rum glass to get my milk.
According to naval tradition, you should never clean the inside of a rum glass if you don't want to spoil the taste. Which meant Jim wasn't very popular on the ship that day.
And when I came in there, I was told to get over in that corner over there, and I had to sit over in that corner. I was in disgrace. Honestly, that was a bad move for me. I never ever got over that.
The December of 1962 saw a revolt against the Sultan of Brunei. Bill was on board HMS Cavalier for a secret mission that had to be carried out covertly in the dead of night.
So all the ship was darkened, and we're sneaking in towards this jetty to tie up, and all of a sudden a junk came out. So the captain ordered the midshipmen to sound this siren, which is located on the funnel. The midshipman got hold of this lever here, pulled it over, the siren went off, but the wire broke, so he couldn't turn it off. So instead of getting in there all nice and quiet, his siren was going, must have woken up everybody in Brunei, and the rest of Borneo probably.
Times may change, but getting to meet those who once worked at the dockyard breathes life into the place. It allows us a look back to a time that means so much to the history of Chatham.